The first bicycle was patented over 200 years ago in 1818. Invented in Germany by Baron Karl von Drais, this iteration of the bike looks similar to what we have today, with one major difference: no pedals. Those were added 50 years later, when the first commercially successful bike design was launched in France. Over the next century, the bicycle evolved through many designs. By the end of the 20th century, the world saw bikes for every occasion: racing bikes, mountain bikes, and BMX bikes, just to name a few. Although the first patented electric bike dates all the way back to the 1880s, e-bikes have more recently started gaining momentum. Globally, there are around 1 billion bicycles in the world, and 30% of those are e-bikes. This long-range, fat-tire electric bike by Himiway is just one example of an e-bike that you might currently see out in the world. The Himiway Cruiser comes equipped with a 48-volt, 17.5 amp-hour Samsung lithium battery with an estimated 35 to 60 miles of range. A max top speed of 25 miles per hour thanks to its 750-watt brushless geared hub motor. The 26-inch fat tires provide grip and stability, making this e-bike ready for even the most rugged terrains. Riders can utilize the LCD display for information like battery capacity and odometer, or adjust the pedal assist power level as needed. The Cruiser frame is made of high-quality 6061 aluminum, capable of handling a maximum weight of 350 pounds. Here's Cory, our resident fitness expert, with more.
Hey everybody, I just got done riding this bike from Himiway. Full disclosure, they gave it to us for free to test out, and I think we're planning on tearing down at least the battery and the motor to kind of see what makes this thing work. But I want to talk about my experience. So when I was a young kid, I rode bikes a ton. I had little BMX bikes, I had off-road bikes, I had road bikes, and I've never ridden a bike that actually has power. So it's nice. This thing cruises around at 20 miles an hour indefinitely. So I think the specs say it goes up to 25. There's a nice adjustment of power right here, a plus or minus. I played with these. The throttle's on the right hand. But what's nice is you can just use the throttle like a motorcycle, or you can pedal and it does pedal assist. And I found that the pedal assist gets you to speed a little faster. There's a tiny little delay, so you have to pedal just a little and then it realizes what you're doing and it gives you power. When you use the throttle, you don't get the same sensation that you would with a dirt bike where it would, spin the rear tires. It's a very relaxed acceleration. But for cruising around, if you needed to commute to work, this would be perfect for me because I live 12 or 13 miles from here, and with 60 miles of range, I think I'm going to try it out. I think I'm going to commute one of these days now that it's nice out here in Michigan. The tires are huge. These are the fat tires. The bike itself looks to be high quality welded aluminum frame. The big shock front suspension means that I can run over anything. So I tested out the durability between the spring rate and squishiness of the tires, as well as this front shock. I was able to run over all of the curbs out here directly head on with very minimal consternation for me. So the bike itself is made with, I would say off-the-shelf high-end components. It's a bicycle, but the battery is relatively compact. So to get 60 miles of range with this, I now realize that I could probably buy a second or a third battery pack and store it back here, and now essentially you triple or double or triple your range. So if you wanted to go long distances without having to pedal, because bicycles are it's one of the most efficient ways for a human being to travel. So if you want to be green and buy an electric car, that's great. But if you really want to be green, ride a bicycle everywhere. Now this is kind of like a cross between that. If you really can't commit to buying a $42,000 Model 3 or a $50,000 Model Y, and you live in an area where it's sunny or warm most of the year, this would be a phenomenal way to get around. So I'm really impressed with this bike. The brakes were great. The ergonomics were great. Bicycles have been well refined over the years. So I was just more interested in the integration of the electronics, kind of the HMI, the human machine interface. And I really like the fact that I have the throttle plus the pedal assist. I need to play around a little bit more with the settings to figure that out. One thing I didn't really like is that once I got up to 20 miles an hour, I'm on a long straight stretch. I want to go even faster. I wanted to be able to pedal and add additional speed to 20, and I felt like I was limited, like it wouldn't let me go faster than that. So I'm wondering if they can work in a software thing where they allow you to, your pedaling to even assist the power beyond that 20 miles an hour. Maybe we got the footage of that. I know when I was driving on our road here, I couldn't quite get it to go any faster than like 20.5 miles an hour. All in all, really impressed. And the price point is amazing. Eric and Aaron and Grace can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is about $1,500 or $1,600. But considering the price of a full feature mountain bike, carbon fiber or aluminum, this thing's a steal. So its ability to hold up over time, you know, should be on par with any medium level bike you get. This is not some like high performance carbon fiber version that you'd be competing in triathlons. It's clearly made for getting around the beach, heading into town with the rack back here. I like the little wood touch right here. Something that at Munro and Associates that I like to see a little nicer is these screws. I feel like they could have maybe done a little higher quality screw here because these are Phillips, but typically on bicycles you see these Allen heads, these hex heads. I'd like to see a little higher quality, maybe stainless steel choices versus this coated. But this wood's a nice touch. And more to come from Munro Live on this thing. We typically don't review these bikes, but I think this is our first. So stay tuned, everyone. Thanks.